Welcome to Football Focus, the channel with the most up-to-date news stories. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and click the bell. Now sit back, make some tea, and we'll get started. Flick spoke out about Yamal's injury to the Spanish national team. Barcelona's head coach Hansi Flick has spoken about the injury of the Blue Granite forward Lamine Yamal, which he received in the match of the third round of the group stage of the Nations League Spain, Denmark 1-0. I thank the Spain coach for not forcing Yamal to play in the second match against Serbia. Yamal is fine. We didn't ask the federation to bring Lamine back. I understand that this is not an easy decision for a coach because I was in charge of the national team myself. Lamine is honored to play for his country. The national team coach did everything right. Sport.is quoted Flick as saying, after the match against Denmark, the striker returned to Barcelona and was not involved in the game against Serbia 3-0. Laporta has revealed the true price for which Barcelona bought Olmo. Barcelona president Joan Laporta has revealed the price for which the Catalan club acquired 26-year-old attacking midfielder Dani Olmo from RB Leipzig last summer. Previously, we had problems with investments, but our sporting director managed the situation. Our only purchases were Olmo and Pau Victor. We discussed an amount of 50 million euros for big acquisitions, but Olmo cost us 47 million euros, Mundo Deportivo quoted Laporta as saying. Earlier, there was information that the Blue Granites paid for the Spanish footballer 55 million euros. According to information presented on the portal Transfermarkt, the market value of Olmo is 60 million euros. Christopher Nkunku is considering a move away from Chelsea, Football Insider. Chelsea's 26-year-old attacking midfielder Christopher Nkunku is ready to leave the London club this coming summer if he does not become a core squad player under Blues head coach Enzo Maresca. This is reported by Football Insider. According to the source, the French footballer is not satisfied with the role of a reserve in the team Maresca. It is emphasized that interest in Nkunku is shown by a number of leading European clubs. This season, Nkunku took part in 11 matches in all tournaments, in which he scored 7 goals. In total, the midfielder spent 430 minutes on the pitch. The player's current labor agreement with the club runs until the summer of 2029. According to information presented on the Transfermarkt portal, the market value of the player is 65 million euros. Ter Stegen has started training as part of his rehabilitation from a serious injury. Barcelona goalkeeper Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, who received a serious injury to the patella tendon in the match of the 6th round of the Spanish Championship with Villarreal, 1-5, started training on the football field as part of the rehabilitation process. About it informs the official account of the Catalan club in the social network X, formerly Twitter. Earlier, there was information that the German footballer will miss the rest of the season. This season, Ter Stegen took part in 7 matches in all tournaments, in one of which he played on 0. The player's current labor agreement with the club runs until the summer of 2028. According to information provided on the Transfermarkt portal, the market value of the player is 20 million euros. Barcelona and Atletico are showing interest in the 23-year-old Villarreal winger S. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are interested in the services of 23-year-old extreme striker Villarreal Alex Baena. This is reported by AS. According to the source, in the contract of the Spanish footballer is prescribed the amount of payoffs in the amount of 60 million euros, which could be an obstacle to his signing by Barcelona and Atletico. However, this amount for Baena can be paid by clubs from the Championship of England, showing interest in him. In the current season, Baena took part in 8 matches in all competitions, in which he marked 1 goal and 5 assists. The player's current labor agreement with the club runs until the summer of 2028. According to information provided on the Transfermarkt portal, the market value of the player is 50 million euros. Davies is set to ask for a 20 million euro a year salary from clubs interested in him. Sky. Bayern Munich left-back Alphonso Davies, 23, intends to ask for a salary of 20 million euros a year from any club interested in his services. This is reported by Sport.es with reference to Sky Sport Germany. According to the source, it is extremely unlikely to extend the contract of the Canadian footballer with the Munich club. ending in the summer of 2025. At the moment, the most active interest in Davis is shown by Real Madrid, but competition can be Barcelona and Manchester United. Earlier, the defender turned down a €14 million a year offer from Bayern Munich. This season, Davies took part in 8 matches in all competitions, in which he marked 1 efficient pass. The current labor agreement with the club is valid until the summer of 2025. According to information provided on the Transfermarkt portal, the market value of the player is €50 million. Pep Guardiola has said he is ready to help Manchester City select a new head coach. Manchester City head coach Josep Guardiola is ready to offer his help to the club in the process of finding his successor if the management asks him to do so. If I am asked who should be the next coach, I will give my opinion, but it is not my job. The decision is left to the club. I would say that the new sporting director has to make the choice since I will no longer be there, quotes the mentor RMC Sport. Recall, the contract of Josep Guardiola with Manchester City is calculated until the summer of 2025. The specialist headed the English team in the summer of 2016. Under Guardiola's leadership, the Citizens won the Champions League for the first time in history. In the season 2022 to 2023, Manchester City managed to make the treble. With the Spaniard at the helm, the Citizens won the English Championship 6 times. Haga has had disagreements with MU players over his level of English. ESPN, Manchester United head coach Erik Ten Hag had disagreements with some of the Red Devils players as he could not convey his thoughts to the players correctly due to his poor English language skills. Erik is very straightforward and frank. He is an honest man at his core, but last season I had to tell him to soften his approach to the players. Erik criticized them too often, but sometimes it was due to the level of his English. Ten Hag speaks the language, but doesn't always understand its nuances. Last season, for example, he pissed off Casemiro, saying that the Brazilian was replaced for footballing reasons. Erik was referring to tactical reasons, but ended up angering the multiple Champions League winner by criticizing him as a footballer. ESPN quoted a source familiar with the situation as saying, Inter midfielder Çalhanoglu could receive an unusual suspension. Inter's Turkish midfielder Hakan Çalhanoglu could be disqualified for meetings with the team's ultras. According to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Hakan was testifying about the arrests of leaders of the Milan and Inter ultras, Curva Nord and Curva Sud, accused of extorting money from San Siro ticket sales and other offenses. Çalhanoglu admitted that he had socialized with leaders of Inter's ultras, despite being advised by the club to avoid this type of meeting. The footballer is not under investigation, nor are his teammates. As a result, Hakan could receive a 1 or more match suspension if he is found to have breached Article 25 of the Code of Sports Justice, and, in particular, Paragraph 10, which prohibits players from having relations with representatives of groups or supporters groups that are not part of associations affiliated to clubs. A fine of €20,000 is also provided for the breach of this rule. Real Madrid are ahead of Barcelona in the race for Holland. Player dreams of playing in La Liga, Berger. Despite Barcelona president Joan Laporta's strong desire to acquire 24-year-old Manchester City striker Erling Haaland, Real Madrid have more prospects of signing the Norwegian player than the Catalan club. This is reported by Patrick Berger on social network X, formerly Twitter. According to the source, Haaland himself is a big fan of Spain as a country and has a desire to try his hand in La Liga. However, a move for the Norwegian striker to Barcelona or Real Madrid in the near future is difficult to accept. The player's current labor agreement with the club runs until the summer of 2027. According to information provided on the Transfermarkt portal, the market value of the player is €200 million. That's all for today. Share your impressions in the comments. Don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell to not miss new episodes. Thanks for being with us, and see you soon.